Welcome everybody, we are live, night number 10. We are here, round 1 of the Tourney of the Goats. In our opening match, Chris Jericho, Y2J takes on Kenta Kobashi. Chris Jericho, one of Max Whitman's favorites of all time. Kenta Kobashi, one of the greatest AJPW talents to ever grace the ring. A 3-time Triple Crown Heavyweight Champion, 6-time World Tag Team Champion, 4-time All-Asia Tag Team Champion. It's Y2J Chris Jericho, the man of 1,000 gimmicks and 1,001 holds, versus Kenta Kobashi. In our second match, our main event of the evening, it's the bad guy, Razor Ramon Scott Hall. One half of the Outsiders, the man who arguably single-handedly kicked off the Monday Night Wars, a founding father of the greatest stable of all time, the New World Order, going one-on-one with one of the greatest NWA World's Heavyweight Champions of all time. It's the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, Daddy. We're going one-on-one, Scott Hall. Dusty Rhodes, the man who fathered Gold Dust, Stardust, or more commonly known as Cody Rhodes. It's the beautiful golden locks versus the beautiful golden chains. Dusty Rhodes, Daddy, the American Dream, Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, the bad guy, and it all starts right here, right now. Folks, my name is Max Whitman. This is night number 10, episode 10 of the Tourney of the Goats. I want to take a minute to welcome you all back to the show. Appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate you joining me once again on this fine evening. We are at episode 10. We do have Chris Jericho versus Kenta Kobashi. My pick is Chris Jericho here. I am a Chris Jericho fan. I want to take a moment, guys. Thanks for stopping by again. Once again, I want to really drive that home. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for supporting the channel. I never thought it would reach this kind of a height. So thank you for that. And if you're a subscriber, I appreciate it. If you're not, go ahead and click that subscribe button. If you like what you see, if this is the first time you're joining us, welcome. If it's not the first time, welcome back. As always, I'm sure you'll find something on this channel that you like. That is my hope, that is my aspiration for this channel, is that everybody that stops by will find something that they enjoy. This is our first foray into something other than Total Extreme Wrestling and traditional fantasy booking, and it's gone well so far. I've been happy, I've been pleased with it. I like the way it's turned out so far. Professor's working on a lot of Fire Pro stuff right now. Actually, he's got some Fire Pro promoter content that we'll be putting up, hopefully twice a week, every week, as soon as this tournament concludes. So this tournament's pretty much taken up all our time for the foreseeable future. Again, it's every night of the week, Monday through Sunday, no breaks, until the tournament is done. I estimate it'll probably take about a month. All totaled, it'll probably be about a month-long tournament. And Kobashi hammers Jericho there. Jericho better get back in the ring. I estimate it'll take about a month, maybe a month and a half to get through all this. And then TEW comes back. So we'll head right back to our WWF Classic series with WWF 1984, 1985 as it is now. And we'll also have Professor's Fire Pro Promoter will be going up as well. So the current game plan is to continue the TEW Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then have the Fire Pro Promoter on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then take the weekend off. So ideally, when this is done, you'll go from 7 days a week for content for this, and then ideally when this is done, we'll be 5 nights a week, some content coming up. So I'm excited. It's a cool. I'm excited. Sorry, it's a real transitional period for the channel, but it's a transition for the better, and I'm excited for it. It's we got some big things planned for the channel, and it starts with trying to get content up there 5 days a week. So look forward to that. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are as well. But let's focus. Let's talk more about the tournament match going on right here. About to hit the 5-minute mark. Jericho and Kobashi. I didn't know a whole lot about Kenta Kobashi, honestly. I knew of him. I knew that he would certainly be in this tournament. But I tell you, doing some research on Kobashi, I have Jericho winning the match on my bracket, just because I'm kind of a Jericho mark. He's arguably becoming my favorite of all time. But I've got Jericho winning on my bracket, but Kobashi's a hell of a talent, and I've been able to watch a handful of his matches. We get a 3 count here? Ooh! Kobashi almost pulled off the win. So we get the 3 count here, or rather, we get the 2.9 count here. I've had a chance to watch a handful of Kobashi's matches, and I gotta say, he's definitely somebody that I am definitely interested in watching more of going forward. So if you have any suggestions for Kenta Kobashi matches, some of his greatest hits of all time, maybe go ahead and leave them in the comments below, because I definitely want to check out some more of his stuff. But I really don't know what his greatest matches are, his greatest hits, if you will, or anything like that. So go ahead and leave some suggestions in the comments. I would greatly appreciate that. Almost another 3, another 2.9 count there.
Come on!
Tell you what, Kobashi's been hammering my man here. Jericho's having a bit of a hard time here. I may have picked this one wrong. Then again, you never know. You never know. A lot can happen in over the course of a match. We're starting to get into some of the matches that were really hard to pick. Jericho Kobashi was one of them. And I went with Jericho just because I like him. But this was definitely a tougher match for me to pick. I'm hoping the audio on this episode comes out okay. I'm not in the studio. Let me get a tap out here. I doubt he gets him. No. I'm hoping the audio comes out. I'm not in the studio. I'm actually sitting in my dining room. Had the laptop up here. Had the laptop up here in the dining room and didn't feel like lugging all my crap downstairs into the studio. So we are live from the Whitman dining room. So I'm hoping the audio is okay. I think there might be a little bit of an echo in here. It's a slightly more open room, much more open room than the studio is. So I'm hoping the audio comes out okay. Oh, sort of a code breaker there. Jericho gonna go for the cover. Oh, at 2.9. Handful of 2.9 counts. Oh my goodness. That is a lariat and a half. Oh, he beat him with it. He beat him with the lariat. Is that Kobashi's finisher? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Well, there you have it, folks. Chris Jericho falls to Kenta Kobashi. Match rated at 92, a striking lariat. I don't know if that's his finisher. What's Kobashi's finisher? Well, either way, folks, my man is out. My favorite is out. Kobashi moving on. So that'll make for a good a good mix of talent. I'm actually kind of glad it's been. WWF have had a lot of success in this tournament so far. Nice to see Kobashi get the win over Jericho, even though I am a Jericho fan. And it's time, baby. It's time for hard times. You put Scott Hall, you put hard times on Dusty Rhodes, daddy. You put hard times and you're going to pay for it today, daddy. That's probably a terrible Dusty Rhodes. I don't know. And Dusty Rhodes, when he comes into the tournament, he got that fire down in his belly, daddy. You got that fire down in your belly. You're gonna win. Gonna be the GOAT. Gonna be the champion. The greatest of all time, daddy. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. So that's my Dusty Rhodes. Should I do a Scott Hall as well? Hey yo. Did anybody come here to watch the Tourney of the Goats? Or did you come here to see the NWO? Actually, that one might not have been that bad. It's hard to tell with the headphones on. I think it sounded okay. Coming along. My Scott Hall's improving. It's coming along. I don't know who I picked in this match. I think I picked Dusty. I think I had Dusty in this one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had Dusty Rhodes. Oh shit, am I using the wrong microphone? Yeah, I am. This audio actually might sound even worse than I thought it was going to sound, because I have the microphone option set to my laptop's microphone instead of my Snowball. Well, it's going to be what it's going to be. I have no idea what this audio is going to sound like. It's probably going to sound like ass. I've actually never used my laptop's microphone before. I don't even know where the microphone is on this laptop. I had my Snowball connected. I just assumed it was using the Snowball, which is what I ordinarily use. But we're using the laptop microphone, so probably going to sound like ass. Whatever. That's not what matters. What matters is the action in the ring, and right now it's all Dusty Rhodes, daddy. If my impressions sucked, it's because of the microphone, not because of me. Boy, straight shoulder tackle there. I gotta tell you, while Scott Hall's in the ring here, let's take a minute here. Let's just talk a little bit about, Scott Hall. I don't want to blame it on the drugs. I don't want to blame it on that, but good Lord, man. If Scott Hall's not one of the most underrated wrestlers in history, I don't know who is. This is a guy. Even not just from looking back on it, historically speaking. Let's look at even just in the promotions he was in. Never a world champion. Always that mid-card guy. And Scott's on record saying, there are a lot of interviews with Scott saying where he always looked at the wrestling business and the company as a football team, right? So you've got your quarterbacks, you got your running backs, but not everybody can be a quarterback. Not everybody can be a wide receiver. You need linemen, right? You need offensive linemen. And without the offensive linemen, your star running back doesn't go anywhere. And he's kind of on record saying that he was always okay being the lineman. Maybe being the unsung hero kind of guy, doing his job, being in the mid, in that mid to upper mid card range, maybe being the main eventer, but not getting that world title run. And he was always okay with that. We get a cover here, just a 1 count for Hall. But it's almost criminal, and we had actually done when we first started doing our podcast, before YouTube, before TW, before all that. We had our first couple of podcasts, and one of them was the Mount Rushmore of guys who never won a world title. So greatest, basically your four greatest wrestlers of all time, who never won a world title, and Scott Hall was up there, along with Mr. Perfect. Trying to remember who else was up there. Roddy Piper was up there. So there are a lot of those guys. It's not uncommon. But with everybody else, you can always point to, with Piper's heyday was Hulkamania, right? So it makes sense that he, regardless of how good he may or may not have been, it almost makes sense that he may have gotten swapped over, skipped over in favor of Hogan. A guy like Kurt Hennig, Hall goes for the cover here, 2 count kick out. With a guy like Kurt Hennig, around the time, Shawn Michaels, and, he hurt his back. Mainly, for Hennig, I think a lot of that had to do with the injury in the back. But for Scott Hall, he was in a position where he certainly could have been a heavyweight champion. And, I think just based on his spot in his stable, it just never happened that way for him. But Hogan got a reign. Nash got multiple reigns. Hogan got multiple reigns, I should say. And it just kind of seemed like for Hall, his turn just never really came. And it's a shame, and whether it was, his we'll call it his demons, whether it was his demons or not, or whatever, it's a shame. It's a shame they never got that opportunity. Ooh, 2.9. Hall taking a little bit of a beating here. Both men, really, actually. This has been a fairly even match. And Scott Hall wrenching that knee of Dusty Rhodes. Trying to get him up for the powerbomb, but Dusty too strong. Turns it into a back body drop. And a back elbow. Go for the cover here. 2 count only. Closing in on the 15-minute mark here. "15 minutes in now. Boy, this microphone on the laptop here, I think is very, very sensitive. I'm looking at my volume meter here, and I'm not even speaking. I'm just like shifting my weight in my chair, and I'm watching the volume kick up. So I do apologize. Ooh, 2 point. So I do apologize if this audio is kind of wacky, and you can hear me moving around, and if you can hear me breathing, that's probably why. I will definitely swap my mic over for the next set of matches. It'll never happen again, I'm sorry. This has been a good match so far. Dude, Hall is exhausted. Hall's exhausted. Dusty. If Dusty can hit something high impact here, he's gonna put Hall away. Closing in on the 20-minute mark here. At 19 minutes now. Oh, Razor's Edge. Oh, Razor's Edge. Razor's Edge, that's going to do it. 1, 2, and... Oh, just a 2 count. Not even a 2.9. Not even a 2.9. As we are 30 seconds away now from the 20-minute mark. Belly-to-belly suplex there. Hall waiting for Rhodes to get to his feet, and then a single kick puts Hall down. Hall's exhausted. He's done. Still fighting, though. Look at Scott Hall. Look at the resiliency of Scott Hall planting Dusty. Stomps to the face. And, oh, it's slammed all the way to the outside.
2, 3.
Hall slides back in. Is he going to hit it again? Is he going to hit it again? Raises it. Oh, it's a critical! Oh my god, he criticaled him. Oh my god, Hall on the brink of exhaustion and defeat hits a second Razor's Edge and critically injures Dusty Rhodes for the TKO. Referee stoppage. Ball game over. Round 1 match over. Episode over. Scott Hall, in a 94 rated match, defeats Dusty Rhodes. Folks, thank you for joining me tonight. If this was your first time, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and join me right back here tomorrow night for night 11 of the Tourney of the Goats.